Russia's decline, which started with Russia's invasion of Ukraine, gained more momentum with Wagner's coup attempt. It all started with the tension between Yevgeny Prigozhin, the leader of the Wagner Group, and Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu. Initially targeting Sergei Shoigu, the Wagner Group changed course and turned against the Russian government. However, this situation did not last long. The Wagner Group ended the coup attempt that would have started a new process in Russia. Putin's authority have been shaken by recent events. But the Wagner's decision to stop the rebellion, according to many experts, Wagner's disappointments into history has become quite close. This coup attempt both shook Putin's authority, made Wagner's legitimacy questioned again, and caused a great demoralization process in the Russian troops on the front line. So what happened in Russia? What are the latest developments? Let's take a look together. In order not to miss our detailed analysis and reports on Russia-Ukraine war, you can subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. You can also access exclusive videos by clicking the Join button, the pioneer reports from the region. There have been signs of civil war in Russia since Bakhmut war, but in recent weeks, these signs have increased considerably. The straw that broke the camel's back was the image spread on Telegram channel. The emergence of images of the Wagner militia headquarters being shot and statements of Wagner leader Prigozhin brought the civil war. According to reports in the morning hours, the Wagner militia took control of Rostov, one of Russia's border regions in eastern Ukraine. In the first moments of the coup attempt, it was claimed that Wagner troops who entered the city without clashes seized public institutions. There are allegations that local people showed love to Wagner. Another striking detail was Putin's attitude. With his statements in the late hours, Putin approached Wagner's action with a great restraint. Initially, he did not blame Prigozhin for what happened. But as the hours wore on, the Russian leader realized that he was facing a major threat to his power and adopted a new attitude. Putin had three options. The first was to remain neutral and watch how events would play out between Prigozhin and Shoigu. The second option was to sacrifice Shoigu, Russia's defense minister, but Putin chose the third option. The third option was to accuse the Wagner forces and Prigozhin of treason. After Putin's accusation of treason, the attitude of Wagner Group also changed. Prigozhin, who had initially targeted only the Russian defense minister, began to blame Putin for the failure on the battle line. The unexpected uprising of Wagner's forces caused great panic in the Kremlin. The news that Rostov was captured by Wagner caused a rupture in the Russian army. According to the allegations, messages of support of Wagner Group started to be shared from many units of the Russian army during the day. The situation on Rostov seems to confirm this claim. As we mentioned at the beginning of our report, Rostov Oblast is located on the eastern borders of Ukraine. The region faced an influx of Wagner troops from the first hours of the coup attempt. However, it is noteworthy that Russian troops did not intervene against the Wagner's militia. Therefore, Kadyrov, the leader of Chechnya, stepped in, making very harsh statements. Ramzan Kadyrov stated that Chechen troops were sent to the region and called on Wagner's to stop coup attempt. However, this call of Chechen leader remained unanswered for a long time. According to allegations, Wagner troops in Rostov opened fire against Chechen forces trying to enter the city. Although these developments in the morning hours has not been confirmed by official sources, many local sources claim that such an incident had taken place. Wagner's troops shot down 6 helicopters and fighter jets of the Russian Air Force with the air defense system they used during one-day rebellion. It is also reported that many Russian armored vehicles were destroyed during the rebellion attempt launched by Wagner. During the one-day rebellion, a very remarkable detail came from Voronezh. As you know, Wagner's troops were advancing towards Moscow until tonight. In this process, clashes with Russian soldiers occurred in Voronezh, which is one of the routes of Wagner troops. The sources of the claim was the Wagner militiamen. Wagner personnel posted a video from Voronezh in which they claimed that Russian troops opened fire on them. The chaos in Voronezh continued until the Wagner group decided to withdraw. Allegedly, explosions took place at several strategic points in the region. Among the targets of these explosions were gasoline depots and checkpoints. Voronezh and Rostov were the highlights of the Wagner rebellion and one-day Russian civil war. After Prigozhin was persuaded by the Belarusian president, Wagner withdrawal from all allegations. In Rostov, however, remarkable scenes were recorded. In this footage, recorded during Wagner's departure from Rostov, it is seen that residents of Rostov saw Wagner's off with tears. In the evening, Wagner's troops withdrew from all Russian regions they had occupied. Thus, the situation in Russia started to normalize a little bit. But the real problems for Russia start now, because Putin has lost a lot of credibility. According to the allegations, the most important condition of agreement between Prigozhin and Putin is the dismissal of Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu. According to the allegations, Putin sacrificed Defense Minister Shoigu in exchange for Wagner's stopping the coup attempt. Thus, Prigozhin achieved one of his goals. However, Prigozhin's achievement of this goal has left him with another problem. Although recent reports indicate that the sanction against Prigozhin and the Wagner Group have been lifted, Prigozhin has not escaped exile. Prigozhin, one of the most important figures in the Russia-Ukraine war, was exiled to Belarus. However, according to many experts, Prigozhin's sentence is just the beginning. Russia has previously exiled people accused of treason in such cases and removed them from Russia. However, most of these people died for unknown reasons. It is estimated that Prigozhin is very likely to meet the same fate. On the other hand, the biggest loser of this group attempt was Putin. Putin has suffered a great loss of authority in Russia Federation, which has ruled for 25 years. Prigozhin's coup attempt showed that Putin's power was not as invincible as it was thought to be. In addition, Putin's acceptance of Prigozhin's demands and allegations that he would dismiss Defense Minister Shoigu were interpreted as Putin not having enough power. The coup attempt in Russia occupied the world agenda. In this way, it became clear that the mercenary groups that Russia was feeding could turn into a major threat to Russia. In addition, the fact that many Russian statesmen and Russian oligarchs left the capital Moscow and Russia in just one day showed once again that there is no trust in Russian army and the Russian government. What do you think? Do you think this coup attempt was planned? Why did Prigozhin stop? Do you think Putin's government will lose power after this coup attempt? Are the claims that Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu will be dismissed true? Why didn't Russian troops intervene against the Wagner militia? What do you think about the Wagners reaching Moscow's borders in the short period of time? We care about your opinions. Please share them with us.